Resolve Tree is basically just your tankiness. That is everything. All of your you could most champions could actually do well in here, but mainly your tanks. What's good to know is that you get an additional 130 health just for having an additional, your thing. Now let's take a quick look here. So, Grasp of the Undying. For every 4 seconds, a configure the next basic attack on a champion will deal bonus magic damage equal to 4% of your maximum health, heal you for 2% of your maximum health, and permanently increase your health by 5. Now this is good for a lot of your tanking champions, but note that your ranged champions get much less, so this is not good for Gnar. He's not going to really get, because when he's in his ranged form and he's over there throwing his boomerang at them, he's not really gaining as much health as whoever he's fighting. And then once he transforms into the Angry Gnard, Mega Gnard, he just then he'll start to benefit from the whole thing. But really, I don't know if the trade-off is worth it. But Nautilus and Roller Bear, and a lot of them really just do fine. Anybody who's gonna be in combat for a long time, especially your top laners. Like, this is just top lane. Aftershock, Aftershock kind of feels like they just said, hey, how can we give Leona a crack pipe? Because she's already going to immobilize them. Her shield already does basically this, and you're just kind of giving her another one. That's crazy. And that's also every 20 seconds. So as long as you're rooting them or whatever, you're just going to keep going. Guardian. Now, Guardian kind of is a little strange one. Basically, it works like your other Guardian items, in which you pair up with somebody, and as long as they're within range of you, you both gain bonuses. And so this is so just standard support. It's not even funny. Your strength, like we know, unflinching, demolish, and font of life. So if you're scaling with this, demolish is pretty good. The others, you have a little more of leeway, but being able to knock down a turret in no time, with all the additional health that you're going to be getting, just great. And resistance, like I said, conditioning is really the best thing. These other two, don't know why they even exist. Vitality, now, overgrowth, like once again, I said before, I don't really understand to what extent overgrowth is really going to play as in the long term of the game. If there's 200 minions dying near you and you're gaining 2% maximum health for every 8 of them, not really a whole lot of health. Revitalize, your shields and heals are stronger, so this Revitalize I think is just basically made for Soraka. Really anyone who heals, but like it's just good for Soraka. Second Wind, this is most of the tanks I think are going to be taking Second Wind just because 4% of your health, if you have 2,000 health, that's still a good amount of health. It's not nothing. I still don't get why it says 6 over 10 seconds or whatever. So yeah, I would say for most tanks, Second Wind is going to go. For most healers, Revitalize is going to go. Anybody else who's going down the street may just take Overgrowth for an additional health boost. It might be good, the Overgrowth coupled with Demolish, just because if you are going super healthy, that extra health could actually make a difference, as opposed to just needing the healing. Then once we go down these other trees, is actually getting some additional healing. Like, I would assume that your Second Wind, well, no, that's off of missing health, so you wouldn't be able to hit overheal off of that. So honestly, I don't really know what it would couple with. There's nothing in here that's like you just gain so much healing. The healing always tends to be off of your missing health, not just a flat heal of any type. So Triumph might actually be a better thing for your tanky. And presence of mind, maybe. It depends if you're very mana heavy how you play your tank. Bloodline, some lifesteal is nice. The tenacity actually is probably your best bet. Just because you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to get stuck. Like literally, that's what that does. Attack speed, I did see once a Nautilus with that went attack speed. So building him tanky with some additional attack speed, that's an idea. I don't really know how much this would actually work. And then, you've got your additional damages based if you want on them being low on health, just flat based off of their health. Cut down is a little bit less because you're less likely to come across somebody who has 2,000 more health. This is the one case where I would just say if you're going down the Resolve Tree, don't take cut down. You're basically going to be getting the 4%, and that's very rarely. You're going to be tanky, you're going to be very healthy. You're going to want to go with Coup or Last Stand. But Last Stand, mainly if you are actually able to just not die. If you are, Last Stand would be really great for, oh my gosh, Trendemir. Yeah, if you're running Trendemir, throw down Last Stand. Once you pop in your ulti at no health, you're hitting 12% additional damage. That's pretty crazy. Chief Shot is really good because most. Alright, Resolve coupled with Domination. This is good because most champions who are tanky have some kind of root, stun, something like that. They have some kind of CC, so Cheap Shot is pretty good. The Taste of Blood, I mean, it's good because you're a tank, so you're gonna want a little extra sustain. I would not. I can't see sudden impact being as good, except for maybe Zac. Zac would probably come out on top with that. The Ingenious Hunter, I would probably go with Ravenous Hunter, and either Taste of Blood or Sudden Impact. The Eyeball Collection is kind of nice, but really the additional attack damage or ability power that you get is kind of low, and it's marginal. You already are going to be getting less of them because of that, and you're gonna whatever item you get, you're gonna grab something that's gonna give you the most AP or the most AD. Like you're not gonna really be grabbing anything that's gonna be more utility. You're gonna tend to grab your utility items are going to be health or resistance based, and then the rest is just going to be coupled over to just whatever you can get for the most damage or the most AP. So Ravenous Hunter and Sudden Impact for Zac and Taste of Blood for basically everyone else. And now we're looking over at Resolve with Sorcery. Now this right here is I mean, look, Mana Flow Ban I think is really your best bet because most things you don't want to have to deal with having to buy additional mana or something like that unless you're going for Rod of the Ages or something where it's going to give you the additional mana. I couldn't really see you needing. I mean, the Nullifying Orb is kind of nice, but you're tanky already. Your ultimate hat is pretty nice. I could see that actually coming into handy for a number of champions, tanky champions. But somebody like Blitz, I think, would probably benefit more from Mana Band. Transcendence is nice, but I don't know if you're really going to cap out your magic resist because you're going to be focused more on armor and tanky items. Scorch, I could see that. Water walking here, this actually does make sense for tanks, just because once you do get into fights, you're going to be taking Dragon, you're going to be taking Baron, so the additional movement speed, the additional ability power, or attack damage kind of gets you around and gets you what you need. Gathering the Storm is good if you know that your whole team is basically going to be tanky and you're going to be able to really get the game into like a late game. Alright, and finally Resolve with Inspiration. Now, the X-Tech Flashpoint is good. I think a lot of junglers and whatnot are going to do good from it. But the Biscuit Delivery, I think, especially for your supports, is going to just be what you're going to want to go for. This is a once in a game kind of thing, and it's not so great. The minion dematerializer is probably also really good, but you'd be stealing kills from your ADC, and so unless you're going top, you want to be considerate of that. Now, the future market, now this might actually be very good for support, just because you can start buying things a lot earlier, and then you're not as hurt from not killing the minions. The approach velocity is good. Somebody like what's his name with the shield? He's already kind of leaping to you, but if he can get within range to leap to you faster, it's better. Cosmic Insight, it's good for most champions. Once again, Celestial Body, I don't really. This kind of makes sense for a support for a support tank. You lose 10% damage, you get a bit more health. You're already getting another 130 for your inspiration, so that's 230 right there, and then plus what you're getting from your from whatever this that you decide you're going to be getting. So that additional health actually could make a bit of a difference. I could see that actually kind of working, but then again, I would be wary of it. And then after 10 minutes, you lose the debuff. You're still doing the same damage to minions, so that's fine. But you just want to be conscious that early game team fight, you're doing less damage, and if your ADC is not aware of that, they may be expecting you to be dishing out just a little more damage to those to the other team in order to kind of get that first kill. And if you're not really helping with getting that first kill because you're losing out on some damage, it might be you might want to switch away from Celestial Body. But if you really are benefiting the most from having that additional health, if you can get that extra 100 health to equate to being more damage than what you're losing, it could be good, but I don't really see that happening. But later in the game, obviously, once you hit the 10-minute mark, by that point in the game, you should be already like level 7 or something, and people are running around with their ultis and 7, 8, 9, something like that. And then yeah, so at that point in time, then to lose that debuff, you have to really ask yourself: do you want to be doing 10% less damage the first time you use your ultimate, and what that is actually going to entail when you actually do it? Now, some champions, that's not such an issue, like an Alistar. Having 10% less damage on your ultimate doesn't do you any damage because that doesn't do any damage anyway. You just become much more tanky, and that extra 100 health can actually really help you out in sustain. But if that 10% less damage makes you so much less scary that they could just ignore the damage that you're dealing them and just focus on your ADC, you're not doing your job as a support.